Mangwanani Malelepo Fukenjani Class, welcome to Africa. Good morning, your portal into Africa's potent stories. Today we begin in Kenya, where activist Boniface Mwangi is spared terrorism charges but faces fresh accusations. Eritrea fires a warning to Ethiopia amid seaport tensions. The U.S. issues new travel advisories affecting 12 African nations. We also explore troubling rankings for Nigeria and Zimbabwe on the Global Livability Index, and DR Congo's splashy tourism deal with Barcelona football team. From court drama in Zambia to manifesto launches in Malawi and diplomacy in Botswana, your headlines are wide and urgent. Watch us on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, oneup2.com, NTV Africa on YouTube, keeping in mind on oneup2.com. If you click the echo icon, you have access to not just this episode, but all our episodes ever, because on oneup2.com, Echo Primetime is anytime. However, this is Africa Good Morning. My name is Ashwin Berry. Top story shortly.
Irongo Med is a leading distributor, working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irongo Med is committed to making a difference. What about you?
Let's get into our top stories. Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi has been charged with illegal possession of ammunition following June protests that left at least 19 people dead. Mwangi denied the charge and was released on bail. Contrary to initial police statements, he was not charged with terrorism-related offenses. His arrest and potential terrorism charge sparked strong backlash from human rights groups who called it an effort to silence dissent. Authorities reportedly seized devices and materials from his Nairobi home and office, including tear gas canisters and a blank firearm round. The alleged offense is linked to protests on June 25, which the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights said resulted in 19 deaths, most from gunshots. At least 38 others have died in subsequent demonstrations. Interior Minister Kipchumba Murkomen described the protests as acts of terrorism, citing attacks on police stations. Over 100 people have been killed in anti-government accusations of police brutality. Rights groups say the crackdown targets politically aware youth. Mwangi has previously been detained and recently filed a case over his alleged torture in Tanzania, which is just earlier this year. Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki has issued a stern warning to Ethiopia, cautioning against any actions that could reignite conflict between the two neighbors. Tensions between Eritrea and Ethiopia remain high despite a 2018 peace agreement, with mistrust lingering since Eritrea gained independence in 1993 and the deadly 1998 to 2000 border war. The current strain reportedly stems from Ethiopia's push for seaport access, a critical issue for the landlocked country. Afwerki, addressing Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, warned that Eritrea would not be intimidated by Ethiopia's significantly larger population of 130 million compared to Eritrea's 3.5. Although no immediate signs of military escalation are evident, the region's volatile history makes the situation fragile. Observers urge diplomatic efforts to prevent renewed hostilities. The Horn of Africa remains a region beset by complex rivalries and unresolved grievances, and the international community continues to monitor developments closely. The latest warning underscores the enduring tension and the critical need for dialogue in a historically rather unstable yet geopolitically significant region. As of July, the United States has issued high-risk travel advisories for 12 African countries, reflecting increasing concern over regional instability, terrorism, and governance issues. Countries flagged under Level 4 do not travel include Libya, Somalia, Burkina Faso, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. These warnings reflect ongoing conflict, crime, and poor security infrastructure. Countries listed under Level 3, reconsider travel, include Nigeria, Mauritania, Burundi, Uganda, Guinea-Bissau, Niger, and Chad. The travel warning system, which ranges from Level 1 to Level 4, is designed to guide U.S. citizens in assessing risks before international travel. Level 1 and 2 are assigned to nations with lower levels of threat. This broad classification of African countries under high-risk categories highlights the U.S. government's growing concerns about safety conditions for its citizens on the continent. It also reinforces the increasing instability affecting various parts of the continent and suggests a continuing shift in U.S. policy towards caution and protectionism in global travel. Nigeria and Zimbabwe have been listed among the 10 most difficult countries to live in, according to the latest Global Livability Index. The index assesses cities based on 5 key categories: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. Both nations scored poorly due to ongoing economic challenges, insecurity, and deteriorating public services. In Nigeria, cities like Lagos and Port Harcourt are plagued by overcrowding, weak infrastructure, and rising crime, while Zimbabwe's capital, Harare, struggles with hyperinflation and aging facilities. The report also named cities in Algeria and Libya as among the least livable globally, citing conflict and civil restrictions. Urban stress across Africa is intensifying due to political instability, limited access to quality healthcare and education, and the underinvestment in infrastructure. This ranking places a spotlight on the urgent need for reforms in governance, public services, and urban planning. The Livability Index offers a sobering reflection of the daily challenges faced by millions across the continent, as well as the consequences of long-term neglect in urban development. Moving on. The Democratic Republic of Congo has agreed to a 40 million euro sponsorship deal with Spanish football giant FC Barcelona in a bid to promote tourism. The 4-year campaign, unveiled in June, will feature the slogan "The Heart of Africa" on Barcelona's training and warm-up kits for both men's and women's teams. The DRC's branding will also appear in club publications, advertisements, and official reports. This high-profile marketing initiative, costing between 10 and 11.5 million euro annually, aims to rebrand the conflict-affected Central African country as a prime tourism and investment destination. It follows similar agreements with the European clubs AC Milan and AS Monaco, worth 14 million euro and 1.6 million euro per season, respectively. The initiative, led by ministers Didier Budimbu and Didier Mpambala, seeks to reposition the DRC as a continental leader. Ironically, earlier this year, DRC officials criticized Rwanda's Visit Rwanda campaigns with major European clubs, calling them blood-stained. The Barcelona deal has reignited debates on the priorities and optics of African state-funded branding efforts abroad. Those have been our top stories on Africa. Good morning. Shortly, we're going to be bringing you some SADC video reports focused on the political scene in this region. But prior to that, it is the weather.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
All right, let's get into some political news from the Southern African Development Community nations. We start in Zambia. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has adjourned to October the case involving Socialist Party leader Fred Membe, who faces charges of seditious practices. Membe is accused of publishing a controversial article on Facebook and X alleging that Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema received $20 million from Democratic Republic of Congo President Felix Tshisekedi. The publication has sparked legal and political tensions, drawing attention to freedom of expression and political rivalry in Zambia. Speaking to the media outside court, Membe's lawyer Simon Mwila confirmed the adjournment and reiterated that the defense is prepared to challenge the charges when the case resumes. This footage is from Diamond Media, Zambia.
This is in relation to the offense of seditious practices. Unfortunately, the state is not ready to proceed. We are ready to proceed, and the matter has been adjourned to 1st October 2025 for continuation of trial. Maybe to give you a refresher, this is in relation to an article which was published on his Facebook post on 16th July 2024, which had to do with bragging by the president of DRC that he's bought Zambia's silence using $20 million. So for that, he's been charged with the offense of seditious practices and hate. I'll keep you posted on the other happenings that for
We now move over to Malawi, where President Lazarus Chakwera launched the Malawi Congress Party's 2025 to 2030 manifesto at Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe, unveiling a 5-pillar agenda focusing on food security, job creation, wealth creation, governance reform, and public service delivery. Chakwera emphasized continuing his administration's work, citing achievements like tripling fertilizer access, creating 2 million jobs, and expanding electricity access from 11 to 25%. The manifesto includes ambitious promises like 500,000 Malawian kwacha for every newborn accessible at 18 and creating 3 million jobs by 2030. The launch, attended by thousands, marked the start of MCP's campaign for the September 16 elections.
I can assure you that you will find in this manifesto the best blueprint for our partnership in taking the development of Malawi forward. So as we have worked together for the past 5 years, I look forward to working with you in the next 5 years. Also, in a special way, I want to thank all members of the Malawi Congress Party for trusting me to be your presidential candidate again in this election.
Aphunzitsi athu akamakhala, they are looking for a good man. Our farmers are looking for a good man to be their president. Your Excellency, our health workers are looking for a good man to be their president. Having been tried and tested under very difficult circumstances, Your Excellency, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, you are that good man.
All right, we now move over to Botswana, where, as you know, a coalition is ruling. And the Alliance for Progressives Congress in Sorove on July 20, Botswana's Vice President Ndaba Kgaolate addressed the media, urging calm amid governance challenges. He acknowledged lapses in the Umbrella for Democratic Change administration, emphasizing that nation building requires time and embracing imperfections. Kgaolate, also AP president, highlighted the government's efforts in overhauling Botswana's financial accounting systems to include more oversight.
This country has to be united in order for it to be built properly. There is no way that we would be able to transform Botswana into the best managed country on the African continent until and unless we do it together as one company. Yeah. What is happening now is that the whole financial accounting processes and systems in Botswana, they are being properly done and upgraded, and we have involved partner institutions like the African Development Bank to be able to do that. What we want at the end of the day, we want real-time sight, in real time. That's where we're going. I assure Botswana with every vein of my heart that we are stabilizing our systems. We are going to have significantly improved systems.
All right, that has been our visual report of what's happening politically around the Southern Africa Development Community. Do make sure that you stay in touch with Africa Good Morning. I don't know if you know this, but we are on TikTok, Africa Good Morning. Just one word, Africa Good Morning. And you can be able to see our news updates there, and do join in the conversation in the comments. And if there's something potent happening in your country, do feel free to share. We are also on Facebook as Africa Good Morning and other social media platforms. Let's have a look at the economic indicators shortly, and then we'll get into the economic news.
Irongomed is a leading distributor working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irongomed is committed to making a difference. What about you?
Let's get into the economic news. Recently, President Duma Boko of Botswana toured Katse Dam and the Magaleng River in Lesotho, earmarked for a dam to supply Botswana with 150 million cubic meters of water annually. The Lesotho-Botswana Water Transfer Project underscores a united push for sustainable development and regional cooperation. By tapping into Lesotho's rich water resources, the initiative secures Botswana's long-term water needs while deepening historic ties, reflecting a bold commitment to unity, shared growth, and the enduring value of African solidarity.
3 countries are brought together for this project: Lesotho, Botswana, and South Africa. This is a project that involves the delivery of water to all the 3 countries, the generation of power, the growth of the economies of each of these countries, because they will be able to generate the much needed energy, They will also be able to establish other industries. They will establish agricultural projects and nodes along the pipeline and ensure not just water safety for all the three countries involved, but also energy and food security. So this project is of immense importance and prominence in the relationship of these three countries. It is important for each one of them to take the project with the due seriousness. Botswana stands to benefit 158 million cubic meters of water per year, delivered in the southern part of the country, serving therefore a huge catchment area. South Africa will get 68 million cubic meters of water from this project. And along the pipeline, 5 megawatts of power will be generated.
And in the last of our stories on Africa Good Morning on this broadcast, 10 African fintech companies have been recognized among the world's top 300 by CNBC and Statista for 2025, highlighting Africa's growing impact on global financial innovation. These firms span diverse categories, including payments, wealth tech, and alternative financing. Nigeria leads the pack with OPay, PalmPay, InterSwitch, MoneyPoint, and PiggyVest. Egypt contributes MyFauri and PayMob, while Kenya, represented by Tala and M-Kopa, and South Africa by Yoko. Selection was based on revenue growth, user expansion, innovation, and market reach. Despite a global fintech investment drop in 2024, African startups have flourished, driving inclusion and transforming digital finance. OPay now boasts over 60 million users, while PalmPay processes 15 million transactions daily. InterSwitch continues its cross-border dominance with 85 million Verve cards issued. MoneyPoint has achieved unicorn status with major investor backing. PiggyVest has facilitated 2 trillion naira in savings since 2016. Companies like M-Kopa and Tala are expanding asset financing across underserved regions. The recognition signals Africa's resilience and ingenuity in solving real-world financial challenges at scale. So, those have been our economic news stories, and those have been all our stories from the broadcast on Tuesday, 22 July. Do make sure you check out the episode again on oneup2.com. Click Echo, and you'll have access to not just this broadcast, all other Africa Good Morning broadcasts, because on Echo, prime time is anytime. Other platforms you can find us on are DSTV 285, GoTV 25, Network Media Hub on YouTube, as well as NTV Africa on YouTube. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We touched a bit on Botswana today, but we are joined by Rorisang Mohojwe, our correspondent in Gaborone, as she delivers the Botswana report. And as usual, we'll take you into the news stories covering broader Africa. From me, Ashwin Betty, and the Africa Good Morning team, Sweraja Kanaka.